drinking too much.
Okay, we've all grabbed that extra slice of pizza or eaten a little or way too much candy. But whoever thought that overindulging could actually lead to death? Here are 10 times when binging food goes wrong. Too much licorice.
Red vines, anyone?
We're a Twizzlers family.
In 2020, there was a case study published in the New England Journal of Medicine which reported on a man who had actually died as a result of consuming too much black licorice. The medical report identified the victim as a 54-year-old construction worker from Massachusetts. Apparently, he had developed the odd habit of ingesting 2 large bags of black licorice every day for 3 weeks, beginning back in January of 2019.
Wow.
The large amount of black licorice naturally contained glyceric acid, which is a toxin, and it reportedly caused his potassium level to plummet. One day, he was eating at a fast food restaurant, and he suddenly went into cardiac arrest and lost consciousness. The paramedics were called, and they were on the scene within minutes. They were able to revive him, and 30 minutes later, he was admitted to a hospital. There, they determined that he had suffered from multiple organ failure, which they called profound metabolic derangements, dangerously low levels of potassium in his blood, and cardiac arrest. They eventually reported that all of the medical complications he'd suffered from had originated from his overindulgence in massive amounts of black licorice. Doctors tried valiantly to save him, yet 32 hours after he was admitted, he succumbed to his licorice-induced ailments. Too much water. Wait, what?
Water sucks. Gatorade is better.
In January of 2007, Jennifer Strange, a mother of 3 from Sacramento, entered what she thought would be a cool and fun radio contest being sponsored by KDND, a California radio station. The prize was a Nintendo Wii video game console. The challenge's participants were going to be competing to see which one could consume the most amount of water without having to head to a bathroom to urinate. During the contest, Jennifer managed to drink 1.5 gallons of water. A short while later, she supposedly reported to the radio station staff that she was suffering from a terrible headache. What were the DJ's responses? They laughed at her, and they also mentioned that her stomach, which appeared excessively distended as a result of her copious water intake, made her look like she was pregnant.
I mean, not funny.
Jennifer finished in second place and left the station. Jennifer worked at the Radiological Association of Sacramento, where she was supposed to go after the contest, but instead, she called one of her supervisors and reported that she wasn't feeling well. She said she'd be heading home instead. Mere hours later, Jennifer was found dead. She had suffered from hyponatremia. This condition occurs when the concentration of sodium in a person's blood is excessively low. Eventually, Strange's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the radio station. As a result of this horrific incident, the station ended up firing 10 of its employees. At the court proceedings during the lawsuit, a kidney expert had been brought in who testified that as a result of drinking too much water, Jennifer had unknowingly disrupted her body's salt balance. This had caused her cells, as well as her brain, to swell. The jury ended up awarding $16.5 million to Jennifer's family as a payout. Too much caffeine.
Whoa, Mama, there's a kick like a mule!
Davis Allen Kripe, a student at Spring Hill High School in South Carolina, collapsed during one of his classes. Kripe was driven to the hospital by paramedics, but after arriving at the hospital, he was soon pronounced dead. They determined he'd suffered a cardiac event. Information trickled out that Davis had ingested a few extremely caffeinated drinks before suffering the event. The Richland County coroner determined that the teenager had consumed a large Mountain Dew, an energy drink, and a latte from McDonald's all within 2 hours.
It's too much! It's too much!
Kripe had been thought to be a healthy teen. He'd not exhibited any signs of a pre-existing heart condition, but the excessive amount of caffeine in his body, consumed within a short period of time, had eventually caused his fatal cardiac episode. Afterwards, details emerged that Kripe, who weighed approximately 200 pounds, had taken in 470 milligrams of caffeine on the day of his death. The European Food Safety Authority in 2015 declared that drinking more than 400 milligrams of caffeine during a 24-hour period might lead to higher blood pressure and increased heart rate, tremors, insomnia, panic attacks, nervousness, and an irregular heartbeat. New to our channel? Then take a quick second and hit that subscribe button. You're the best.
I owe you a thank you.
Too many apples.
I'm going apple picking.
Even Even too much of a good thing can be, well, a bad thing. Apples are full of amazing nutritional benefits. They're full of dietary fiber, contributing to a healthy gut and digestive system. They're also full of potassium and vitamin C. But if you're consuming more than 1 or 2 apples a day, you may suffer from some potentially dangerous side effects. Apples are high in carbohydrates. Apples may give you a quick boost after you work out, and they do help elevate your mood because they help you release neurotransmitters like serotonin. But if you consume too many, you might notice some blood sugar fluctuations, which contribute to you feeling hangry. As a result, you end up craving more sugar.
Always more.
Too many apples can also worsen your insulin sensitivity as a result of their sugar content. And this may also interfere with how well your diabetes medications work, if you happen to be on those medications. You may also be ingesting pesticides. Oh, and apples are acidic, so eating too many can possibly damage your teeth. Fiber is an important element to any diet, but if we consume too much, this can lead to digestive issues such as bloating and constipation. People need between 20 to 40 grams of fiber every day. When you go above that amount, it's plainly too much of a good thing. If you're already consuming a healthy diet plan packed with an assortment of high-fiber foods, and then you add 3 to 4 apples on top of that, you're definitely adding too much. Too much garlic.
No garlic bread.
Okay, we need to stay calm.
Garlic has many properties that make it a great addition to a lot of recipes. The antioxidant properties of garlic and the anti-inflammatory properties of garlic are very helpful to people who suffer from bronchitis and asthma. In some studies, garlic has been proven to have protective effects on lung cancer patients. However, it has also been suggested that garlic in high doses has the potential ability to induce liver damage.
Sometimes that's good. Sometimes that's not good.
Therefore, it's clear that you must truly check with your doctor if you have any conditions that may be affected by the foods you eat or the supplements you take. In large amounts, even condiments and flavorings might have side effects you never even imagined. Too much turmeric.
What's that curry taste?
Curry.
The internet always lets us know about clever ways to use those rarely used ingredients we have in our pantries. Or someone gives us a new recipe and we decide to tweak it here and there just to experiment with flavors and textures. Suddenly everyone you know has an amazing turmeric latte concoction, which is going to put a smile on your face and make you wonder why you'd never thought of adding it before. But there are some things you should plainly not be playing around with just for the fun of it. When you're not certain about an ingredient, it's important to do some research to understand how that ingredient may affect you.
Think about it.
Turmeric and its most active compound, curcumin, have many scientifically proven health benefits. It has the potential to improve heart health and prevent against cancer and Alzheimer's. It's a potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. It may also help to alleviate some of the symptoms of arthritis and depression, but taking turmeric in large doses comes with potential risks. Light side effects may be an upset stomach, dizziness, headaches, and/or diarrhea. Consuming large doses of turmeric supplements can significantly raise your levels of urinary oxalate, which increases your risk of kidney stone formations. Too much ginger.
I can't understand how anyone can eat ginger.
Yes, it's true. Ginger is all the rage these days. The taste of ginger, the smell of ginger. Suddenly everything you see now seems to contain ginger. Ginger is loaded with antioxidants. Antioxidants are compounds which prevent damage and stress to your body's DNA. They may help your body fight off chronic diseases like heart disease, diseases of the lungs, and high blood pressure. They also promote healthy aging. And although ginger typically does not have negative side effects, if you ingest too much ginger root, you may experience some stomach discomfort. The side effects include bloating, heartburn, nausea, an upset stomach, belching, and even mouth irritation. Again, in small amounts, ginger can be beneficial to you.
Just a little bit. I can't stress the littleness of it enough.
I wonder if that counts when it comes to gingerbread cookies. Too much peanut butter.
I'm a yoga nut, and I'm a nut.
Unless you're unfortunately allergic to this spreadable delight, most people love peanut butter. What's not to love about a tasty, protein-filled concoction, which tastes great with a wide array of foods? It's amazing plain, delicious in a sauce, and beyond yummy as an ingredient in cookies. Almost everyone on the planet has probably, at one point, taken a giant dollop straight from the spoon when no one was looking. But eating too much of this wonder food in a short amount of time can give a person a stomach ache and can cause constipation. This is because of its high fat content. Another thing to note is that commercial peanut butter contains a lot of additives. Many are full of added sugars and hydrogenated oils and salt. This can potentially lead to hypertension if consumed in excess. Many peanut butter brands can also contain palm oil. This product acts like a saturated fat in the body and over time can lead to potential hypertension. When choosing a peanut butter, make sure it only has one single ingredient: peanuts.
Always remember that.
However, some peanut butters could contain a mycotoxin. Mycotoxins can be harmful to all systems of the body, especially the neurological system. High amounts of this neurotoxin can cause negative effects like chronic fatigue, ADHD, depression, and, in extreme cases, Parkinson's and dementia. Another thing to watch out for is aflatoxin, a specific fungus found on agricultural crops such as corn, peanuts, and tree nuts. If a plant product is indeed contaminated with this fungus, it could cause health issues. Because of this knowledge, the USDA does test foods that may contain aflatoxins, like peanut butter. And because of their testing, no illness or outbreak has occurred. This is only something to think about if you're ever thinking about consuming homemade peanut butter without having the peanuts evaluated first. Too much alcohol.
I love that stuff. Been drinking it for years.
Binge drinking or consuming a large amount of alcohol in a short period of time can lead to alcohol poisoning and have serious health consequences. Alcohol poisoning occurs when a person's blood alcohol concentration, BAC, becomes so high that it can lead to unconsciousness, comas, and even death. Symptoms of alcohol poisoning include confusion, vomiting, seizures, slow breathing, and a drop in body temperature. Binge drinking has been a problem on many college campuses over the years and has been responsible for several deaths.
That's crazy.
Don't let that frat party get out of hand. It's important to drink responsibly and to know your limits. If you do suspect someone has alcohol poisoning, it's important to seek medical attention immediately. Too much chocolate.
But you hate chocolate. It has too much taste.
Chocolate is high in potassium. There are about 203 milligrams for every ounce, according to the USDA. Potassium is a mineral that plays a role in keeping your muscles working properly and your heart beating regularly, says the National Kidney Foundation. If your kidneys are healthy, they regulate potassium levels in your body.
Easy peasy.
But if your kidneys are unhealthy, you have to limit foods that might take your potassium count to a dangerous level. High levels of potassium can cause an irregular heartbeat or even, in a worst-case scenario, a heart attack. Chocolate also contains caffeine, about 22 milligrams for every ounce. In comparison, an 8-ounce cup of coffee has between 95 and 200 milligrams of caffeine. Caffeine stimulates your nervous system, boosts your energy, and helps you feel awake. But ingesting too much of it can bring on several bad side effects. Caffeine is a diuretic, which causes you to urinate. This can rid your body of excess water and salt, but it can also dehydrate you. It increases the release of stomach acid, which can easily lead to heartburn or an upset stomach. Caffeine can interfere with your body's ability to absorb calcium. It can also increase your blood pressure. Aside from these factors, caffeine can cause insomnia, anxiety, headaches, restlessness, shakiness, or an abnormal heart rhythm. You can even develop a caffeine dependency. So eat chocolate in moderation and you should be fine. But binging on chocolate could come with some negative side effects.
I'm for real. I'm for real.
Stick around, tap or click on another great video, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell.